It's a great day. My name is Che Brown, the Happy Entrepreneur, and welcome to the Happy Entrepreneur Show, the #1 business development and revenue focused late night show in the country where we are on a mission. And our mission really is to empower, our mission is to inspire, and our mission is to provide you, the hardworking entrepreneur, with all of the resources that are necessary to execute that big vision you have for the people you were called to serve. And on this episode, we have the one and only Dani. She's in the building, and she'll be talking about embracing mindfulness, mindfulness mastery, having the right mindset, prayer, meditation. I mean, all those wonderful things you need to really be successful in life. We're going to find out about that. What's going on, Dani? How are you doing?
I am great. Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for being here. It was an honor and a privilege. And as folks are looking, they're probably asking themselves, whoa, are we talking about having the right mindset again? Let me ask a question based on what you know. Why are people struggling these days to even have a positive mindset when they have YouTube? They can give them a boost of motivation like that. They have AI. They can say, tell me something I need to hear today. And yet people are still struggling to have a positive mindset. Why do you think that's the case?
I think people aren't taking the time to get to know themselves, and they're not taking the time to know what makes them tick or what makes them think. Um, because sometimes you just need a quiet place to think. Sometimes the noise is just too much. And there comes a time where you need to sit back and reflect on your ideas, what makes you happy, and what you want to do with your life.
Now, I know some folks have not looked at your bio yet. They haven't had a chance to read all about you and how famous you are and how cool you are and the author that you are. But they're like, okay, it's easy for her to say that, Shay. Can you let her know, just so she knows the audience, that part of the audience are dualpreneurs? And here's the question I'm going to ask. How do you help reduce your stress? But part of the audience are dualpreneurs. They work a full-time job and they're a full-time entrepreneur. Some of them are in relationships. Some of them are husbands. Some are wives. Some have kids, by the way. Say, Shay, let them know I got kids and my kids have a schedule. I got to help them. Others are saying,
Yes.
hey, I'm involved in the community. Does she know that? And so the question I have for you is, how does someone who has so many other responsibilities, might be a caregiver like myself, have so many responsibilities, how do they take care of themselves without feeling guilty? That's the question. How does someone take care of themselves when everybody else is dependent on them without feeling guilty? Loaded question, I know, but what's your view on the world?
So I am in the same boat, just like anyone else. I have a full-time job. I am an entrepreneur, trying to promote my book. I have a 13-year-old son, and I want to make time for him. So yes, there are times where I feel like I got to get away, and it is hard to schedule in self-care for yourself. But I make it my priority to be consistent and try to do something for me at least once a month. If it's a manicure, if it's taking a movie, if it's just go out to eat. But you have to make time for self care. It could be an hour a day, it could be 30 minutes, it could be a nap, but you have to make time for self care.
And how do you have the right mindset so you don't feel guilty like you're taken away from someone
Yes,
else when you're trying to take
yes.
care of yourself? What type of mindset do you have during that time?
So on the mindset, that's tricky because I have had those days where I'm getting off work and I'm wanting to go ahead and jump online and promote my book. And then I'm thinking about, okay, I got to make time for my son. I got to get to the grocery store. I have to do some cleaning around the house. I want to spend time with friends. And it's hard to get into the mindset of take care of me. That is something I think a lot of adults are experiencing. But I like to sit back and I like to pray or just meditate. Just take a quiet moment to figure out what's the best way to navigate through life.
What's the best way to handle life? And when you use the word prayer and meditation is one way. I know we're talking about that. What's the difference? And again, this is an obvious question, but I think it's so important for the audience. What's your view of
Right.
the world when you hear the word prayer? What are you doing? And look, it doesn't matter what faith you are, having to be a Christian, but if you're out there watching, you can benefit from
Yes.
this, no matter what religion. But when you say prayer, what are you talking about? And then when you say meditation, what are you speaking of?
Okay, sure. So when we're talking about prayer, so prayer is for me that communication with me and God. And speaking with him, I speak with, or I pray just like I'm talking to you. God and I are that personable that I can share what's going on in my life. My mindset is all over the place. I can't figure out what to do next. And praying to God, it helps me kind of figure out where to navigate next. But meditation, on the other hand, is just clearing my mind for me and finding that calm place to just sit in silence. Sometimes you just need to sit in silence and clear your head.
How did you get into meditation? Who introduced you to meditation, and what's the earliest you recall getting into it?
I believe I got into it more in my adult as I became an adult. I mean, as a child, I was in church and let's pray, let's pray, let's pray. But then sometimes it felt like I had a lot to pray about and I still needed to clear my head. And so as I became an adult, just maybe in my 30s or mid 30s, I realized that although I'm praying, I still had to meditate and have time to just sit still and just let my mind clear so that I have a better understanding of what to do and where to go next.
And then how did you end up starting your business? Let's slow down and then we'll speed up. Take a moment if you would. Tell us about your backstory. Like who are you and how did you
Yeah.
arrive to where you are now? And how did you end up getting into this business of being an author?
Yes, yes. So I am originally from Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Milwaukee,
Um,
okay.
Born and raised in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So I moved to Charlotte now. I'm living here 5 years in Charlotte, North Carolina. And so that's kind of where I started really moving forward as an author, but I always loved to write, even as a kid. I just wrote, short stories, shared it with a few classmates. But over the years, you grow up, you have responsibilities, and then it kind of just goes by the wayside. But it's always been a passion to write. And when I got here to Charlotte, I felt like it was the right time. I felt like I have a new opportunity. I'm in a new city and I can go ahead. There was more resources. I felt like here in Charlotte, it's a much bigger city, and I was able to connect with a lot of different authors, even online. I use social media more, and that's how I started connecting with more authors. And here I am today with my first book being published this year in March.
Yay. How was it? It takes a mindset to write your first book. Take a moment and tell us what's the name of your first book and who's the book written for?
Hmm. Well,
Hmm. We want to
so
know.
yeah, I bet. Yeah. So the book was written in 2017. I didn't pick it up until uh, 2023. So imagine that, right? A long time span. But it's a fiction novel called Entangled with Deceit. And the book is about a young lady who meets a gentleman she believes to be the love of her life. They have a relationship, and she starts finding out that the things he has been telling her have been a lie. He's not truthful about his past. So she's falling in love, but then she's finding out that everything he's told her is a lie, and she's betrayed. She feels betrayed. So it is, although it's fiction, I feel like other people, adults can relate because we've all had a relationship at one time or another where I feel like we felt betrayal, we felt deceit, and we felt like, I thought this was the person for me, but it ended up being a totally different character than when I met him or her. It can be for men and women.
What was some of the challenges writing the book? Did you just sit down and just get it all done? What was some of the challenges you faced as an author, first time author, from a mindset perspective? What was some of the things you told yourself? I know sometimes people think, "Oh, I don't feel good enough," or is anybody going to read this? Did you have any of those fears, or were you just, "I'm going to do it my
Nope.
way anyway"?
No, that's why it took so long. I wrote it in
Yeah,
2017, but
yeah.
I was very self-conscious because I'm new. Like no one knows me. Like I'm just from a lady from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, trying to write this book. Um, no one knows me. Are they gonna welcome me? Are they gonna like the book? Are they gonna put it on a do not read list? All those things are going through my mind. Can I afford it? It's expensive for one. I'm gonna tell anyone get a budget because you need the copyrights, you need the cover, you need the editor. And I got kind of bogged down just trying to do that in one book. Uh, you, so it was a challenge for me. And I was using my own money. I didn't raise funds. I didn't do a GoFundMe. I didn't say send me cash app. Like I really had to sort out and pray and then meditate on what to do next because it was a challenge. It was huge.
Yeah, when we were behind the scenes, you talked about did you had a chance to work with a coach to assist you on the project. Take a moment or two and tell us what's one, two, or three you found of the benefits of having someone work with you versus doing it yourself. So, two-part question. Let me slow down.
Yeah.
Number one, how did you find your coach? So we like to know, how did you meet this person? And number two, what were some of the benefits that you found that once you work with someone, it helped you to really elevate what you were doing?
Yes. I wish I would have went with a coach in the beginning um, because I did not. I didn't know how to go about even getting a coach when I first started this process to publish my book. And so I didn't know. I mean, I started following people on social media, and everybody had an idea. And one time, I had like 20 things because I was listening to everyone talk about how they published their book, and it was confusing. And I had to stop and take a step back and say, okay, what am I called to do with this book, not what everyone else is calling me to do. And the coach that I have now, I wish I would have had her sooner because she is full of resources. I didn't understand how much a coach has a lot of resources, and investing in myself and getting this coach is the best thing I could have done. I tell anyone the sooner you can get you a coach that has published, that has written books, the sooner you do that, the better it will be. And I found it on social media. I just started following other authors and they started providing free resources. And here I am now, moving forward and writing books.
Congratulations, and hopefully we'll get to see a copy of it in a minute. But this leads to a really good segment we have here called "Today Is My January 1st." I think it's a perfect segue. And for those folks who tune in every night at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you know what we're about to do. We're about to say those magical words. You can say those magical words with me if you want. Today is my January 1st. Don't matter what day of the month or time it is, it's your day. And for those folks who are tuning in for the very first time, and you might be wondering, what are they talking about over there? Today is my January 1st is our personal mantra at the Happy Entrepreneur Show family. Welcome, by the way. It represents for us a fresh start. It represents a do-over. It means our past. No matter how dark and gloomy that past is or how bright and sunny that past is, the past no longer equals the future. And so my question for Dani on the other side is really twofold, by the way. Number one, when you hear those words, today is my January 1st, what do you hear? What do you hear? What do you hear? And number two, what was it a moment in your life where there was a setback? And how were you able to bounce back from it?
Okay, okay. So my January today is being a published author. When I saw that the book was ready to be distributed and published, that was the moment I had been waiting for. I would say as a child, like it was exciting. I got the books in the mail. I mean, it was just like a kid in the candy store because it was my book, my thoughts, my face on the cover, and I was finally able to share with the world what I had been working on hard and grinding at to get out in front of the people. So that the published book was just, I feel like I had made it. Like you know, I made it. I am out there. I am an established author. And so that was my January 1st. Like that's the best feeling in the world, to have accomplished something that had taken a while, to even create. And it's my baby, actually. Um, it- my baby will be celebrating a birthday next year, so it'll be 1 year old. So still an infant, still in this infant stages. But the setbacks is because, again, um, I really wanted it to take off, right? And just
Yeah.
be this best-selling novel. Oh my God, I had all these ideas of what I'd be doing, accepting awards, just things like that. But that didn't happen.
It
And
will.
the sales just didn't come. And that was a setback. I really felt defeated at first. I reached out to some family that has been my big support, and even some coworkers and friends, and people started to encourage me, say, okay, it's your first book, it's okay. We all want it to be the first bestseller, and it doesn't happen. So don't stop writing. Like, continue writing, continue putting your books out. Your day will come. Do not give up. Keep striving and keep moving forward, because it was devastating. I mean, in my mind, I had it all right figured out, right? I already knew this is it. Like, this is the book everybody wants. But it was like crickets, and there was like no response to the book when it came out. And I
How
just,
was your mindset? Were there any affirmations? Sorry, I didn't mean to jump in. I was just listening to
yeah,
you. I was wondering,
yes,
wow, do you use affirmations? Do you tell yourself anything to keep going? I mean, how were you able to
yes,
sustain that? What was your
yes,
mindset like?
yes, I did. You know, I, I went back to what I know, the prayer and the meditation. And one of the mantras I kept telling myself, I said, I'm going to have the followers, the finance, and the support. And I kept saying that every day. And I believe that my followers is going to increase, my finances, and my support. And it has started saying it every day and saying it out loud and believing that has come to fruition. It's getting there. It's not at the millions or the thousands, but I'm keeping the faith, and I'm continuing each day to encourage myself, because sometimes you have to just encourage yourself. I have encouraging family and friends, but sometimes just taking a moment to meditate and think about where you've been and how far you've gotten had can be an encouragement, and that encouraged me.
I'm curious as you were speaking there. One of the questions I get to ask when we have time, we have a few minutes now, is what's one of the best pieces of advice you've ever been given? And I know people have given you a lot of advice over the years. You've worked with other folks, but if you had to step back and think, man, of all the mentors I've had, the books I've read, the classes I've been in, what's one of the best pieces of advice that I've learned that's helped me personally that you'd want to share with the audience? What would it be
Yes.
and why?
So the best advice I just received, and I received this from my coach, because this is what she says every day. She says, keep showing up. Keep showing up. No matter the setback, no matter the challenge, no matter what's going on, keep showing up. And I recite that every day. If I feel like it's going to be a down day and maybe I didn't get a chance to post the content that I was intending on, or the book sale again maybe didn't go the way I had wanted it to go, but keep showing up and keep striving to do your best. But keep showing up. I love that. And I mean, I say that to myself every day. Okay, keep showing up. Just keep doing it. Don't stop. You're gonna have a setback, but keep showing up.
Keep showing up. I love how you keep it simple, short, and to the point. That's super amazing. Do you have a copy of the book? Do you have a book that we can even see? Is it near you, or you have a copy
Oh, is it
anywhere?
near me? Where's my book? I gotta go grab it. It's right behind me. Can I grab it?
Yes, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, she's going to go grab the book, and we wanted to go grab the book because I want you to see the book, and then I'm going to ask her how can you get a copy of the book. Here's an author, a new author. She's so excited. We're excited for her as well. So I can't wait to share all the wonderful things she's doing. By the way, this is going to be super incredible. All right, you back? I think she's back. Let's
I'm
go
back.
check her out.
I'm back.
All right, back on back. Okay, there's the book. Tell us about the book. Where can
So,
I go get it?
yeah. So this is the book. This is my first copy. Um, it's not for resale. So this is mine. I've read it. I've taken some notes. But this is the book. It is Entangled with Deceit. So I go by Dani Nicole. That is my author name. My government name is Danielle Hall, but I wanted to do something different, and put my name out there as Dani Nicole. It is a fiction novel that you can find on Amazon. You can go to Black Gold Publishing, that's my publisher, or you can purchase it on my website at www.daninicoletheauthor.com. And if you purchase, so I have a special going on because I have some merchandise on my website. If you buy a t-shirt, you get my book for free. I'll sign it. You have to enter bag 2024 at checkout. So I'm going to give away the book for free if you purchase a t-shirt.
What do you do for fun when you're not out writing books and folks are out going to buy the book? What do you do for fun these days?
So, I like watching old movies. I don't know. I guess I grew up in that era, because everything's streamed now. And
Yeah.
in my day, I mean, you had to go to the theater to like actually watch the movie. So I like to watch old movies. Um, I like to hang out with friends, with family when I'm back in Milwaukee. Um, I just want, I was talking to someone the other day and they were talking about, leaving a legacy for your children. But I want to say, live the legacy also. Could, live in the moment. You know, I would tell anyone right now, I'm at a point where I just want to enjoy. Now that my book is published, I want to continue to enjoy getting my stories out, and I want to just live in the moment and just enjoy. Take time for me and for self care, and just live in the moment and live in the now.
Live in the moment, live in the now. Let me say thank you so much for being on the Happy Entrepreneur Show. Shout out to Josias, who put us together, by the way. He's an amazing collaborator. Thank you for being on the Happy Entrepreneur Show. Can't wait to have you back.
Thank you. It's great being here. Thank you for having me.
And thank you to viewers. Thank you for tuning in, by the way, because without you, well, we don't have a show. So we appreciate you allowing us to stream on your tablet. Maybe we're on your iPhone or your Android. Maybe you're listening to the podcast. Maybe we're on your big screen TV right now and you're watching it or you're just playing in the background. Thank you so much. I never get tired of reminding you every night at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time that no matter what's going on in your life right now, that you're awesome. That you're super amazing, you're super incredible, you're doing some amazing things in this world. And I know that sounds so fluffy, but it's not. I know it sounds hokey pokey, but it's not. It's the honest truth. And we appreciate you. And I never want you to remember that no matter if things are going well and you're trying to get to that next level right now, and that's exciting, or if life's hit you with the punch you never saw coming. The one thing I know for sure, that no matter what today's date is, that today is your January 1st. And because of just that one reason alone, I believe your best is yet to come. Your best is yet to come. Your best is yet to come. With that being said, my name, still Che Brown, the Happy Entrepreneur. Make it a great day, everyone. And we'll make some good things happen. We connect again next time. God bless, and we wish you success. We out here, everybody. Peace. Thanks a lot for joining. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye.